Well, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever it might be. This is Kent with Kent's Classic Sports Replays coming to you this day on a Friday here in the Carolinas, May 24th, and with a continued replay of the 1995 World Series. We're going to be in Game 4 today and looking to even the series up. It's currently, spoiler alert, if you haven't watched yet, go to the first 3 games and see how this is unfolding. But now, spoiler alert, it's a 2-1 series. Atlanta leads going into Game 4 at Jacobs Field in Cleveland. We are true to life, actually, with the 2-1 record. Now, the outcomes of the games were different, naturally. It's not run for run, but it is a 2-1 series. Hoping to even it up at 2-all, as I am a Cleveland fan, but we'll see what happens as it unfolds. Atlanta, in real life, won this game to go take a 3-1 lead going back to Atlanta. But today we will be in Jacobs Field. It is a matchup of a good pitching staff in Atlanta and a dangerous hitting club in Cleveland. On the mound for each team today will be Steve Avery for the Atlanta Braves and Ken Hill for the Cleveland Indians. Let's go down to the field. I am playing this with Digital Diamond version 12, and I'm using the Statis Pro basic cards with the left-right splits. As you can see them displayed on the center screen there, the middle screen in white. And we're going to get into this game. So coming up to bat for Atlanta and leading off will be Marquise Grissom playing center field. Luis Polonia will be playing in left field. Chipper Jones will be starting and playing third base in the third spot. Fred McGriff playing first base will be batting in cleanup. David Justice will be batting in the fifth spot in right field. Ryan Klesko will be the designated hitter for today and batting in the sixth position, excuse me. Javi Lopez will be catching today and batting in the 7th spot. Playing second base and batting in the 8th position is Mark Lemke, and Rafael Belliard will be playing at shortstop and batting 9th. On the mound for Cleveland is Ken Hill. Ken Hill's a right-handed pitcher. He had a 3.96 ERA with a 4-1 record in 95 with a 1.45 whip. He appeared in 12 games. So not much use of Ken Hill, 75 innings pitched. So Hill on the mound. He does have a SP rating of 17, a CD of 3, and an error of 0. So a good fielding pitcher is Ken Hill. In the field for Cleveland, in left field, Albert Bell with a CD of 3, error of 2, and a throwing arm of 3. Center field, Kenny Lofton with a CD of 2, error of 4, a throwing arm of 5. Manny Ramirez, a CD of 3, an error of 3, and a throwing arm of 2. Playing at third in the place of Jim Thome is Alvaro Espinoza, CD of 3, and error of 3. Omar Vizquel is at shortstop, CD of 3, error of 1. Carlos Baerga, CD of 3, error of 3 at second base. And Herbert Perry will be playing first base with a CD of 3 and an error of 0. So we've got all the measurements and all the ratings. Let's get this game rolling as Marquise Grissom steps to the plate Again, PB of 2-7 versus right-handed batter. The roll is a 6. It will be on Hill's card. That roll of 25 struck him out. He was one off of a base hit with a 24, but that roll of 25 is in his strikeout range, so he gets him with the bender for out number 1. Let me get this thing rolling. 1 second. Struck him out for out number 1. That brings up Luis Polonia. Polonia batted 264 in real life. In the playoff series, he is batting 600. He's 3 for 5 with a double. So Polonia steps in, Hill into his windup. Here's the flip. Nobody on base, so we'll ignore that. It is a 7. It's going to be on Polonia's card. That roll of 76, however, is an out. That LN of a ground ball to second base would check an error on Baerga. There is none, so it's a simple G4 put out as he fields it and tosses it over to Perry at first. For out number 2, 2 up and 2 down as Chipper Jones steps to the plate. Chipper Jones in 95 batted 265 with 23 home runs. In this replay, he is dismal in this playoff, and he's 1 for 13 for an 0.77 average. Can Chipper Jones get his bat active as Ken Hill against left-handed batters is a 2-6. Will be on Hill's card. At 71 will be an out. That's a ground ball too short. Check Vizquel for an error. There is none, so it's a simple G6 put out, 6-3 put out. Vizquel fields the ground ball, fires it over to first. 3 up and 3 down, and we go to the bottom of the first here in Jacobs Field in Cleveland. And Kenny Lofton stepping to the plate. Steve Avery on the mound for Atlanta. Had a 4.67 ERA and a 7-13 record in 95. This is going to be his first appearance. And not the best of numbers. Lofton, however, is batted .310 with 7 home runs. And in this playoff, he is batting .286. Lofton steps in. 2-9 against the left-handed batter is Avery. Will be on Avery's card. That 86 is an out. That LN is grounded back at Avery. I didn't give Avery's numbers. He's an SP of 16, CD of 2, error of 5. So it's stroke on the ground hard and fast toward Avery. Will he commit an error? He will not. Avery makes the play, stabs the ground ball. And fires it over to first for out number 1 as he gets to Speedy Lofton by a couple steps. And that brings up Omar Vizquel. Vizquel in 95 batted .266. In this replay, he's got a hot bat. He's batting .357. 14 at-bats with 5 hits. So Vizquel steps in. Avery, 2-6 against right-handed batters. Will be on Avery's card. That 27 struck him out. Avery gets him with the heater. Out number 2, 2 up, 2 down, and Carlos Baerga stepping to the plate. Baerga batted .314 in 95. In this World Series, he's batting .429. He's 6 for 14 with 3 RBIs. Baerga steps in. 2-6 is the PB. No one on base, so we'll flip again. That 10 will go on Baerga's card. 28 is a double stroked into left field as he hits it hard, gets to the wall. Polonia made a bad break on it, and it's a 2-out double by Carlos Baerga. We have a runner now in scoring position, and he will be moving on contact as Albert Bell steps to the plate. Bell batted .317 with 50 home runs in 95. In this World Series replay, he's batting .214. Avery, again, 2-6 against righty. It will be on Bell's card. That 57, he walked him. He didn't want to give Bell anything good to hit, so he walks him down to first. The problem with Cleveland is you walk one batter, and the batter coming up behind him is just as bad to look at, because now Eddie Murray, the DH, steps up with runners on first and second, 2 outs. And Murray batted .323 with 21 home runs in 95. In this World Series replay, he's batting .308 with 5 RBIs. Here's the flip. It will be on Avery's card. That 57 will be an out as Avery pitches himself out of it. It's just a fly ball into right field. Lifts one into right field. David Justice settles underneath it for out number 3. So 2 left on with 1 hit and a walk. And we go to the second scoreless here at Jacobs Field in Cleveland. And Fred McGriff, the crime dog, stepping to the plate. McGriff batted .280 with 27 home runs in 95. In this World Series replay, he's batting .357 with an RBI and a home run. And so McGriff steps in as Hill stares down McGriff. Against the lefty McGriff, Hill will be a 2-6. No one on base, so we won't use that. It's going on McGriff's card. That 38, oh, that was trouble. If it would have been too lower, that would have been jacked out of here, but it is not. Hill pumps up and blasts one, a fastball by Fred McGriff for out number 1. Struck him out. That's going to bring up David Justice to the plate. In this postseason, he's entering the game batting .385 with a home run and 3 RBIs. Well above his .253 average in 95. Justice steps in. Again, PB of 2-6. It will be on Hill's card. That 54 will be an out. It's just a sharp ground ball too short. We'll check for an error. There is none, so Vizquel up with it. Fires it over to Perry at first. For out number 2, 2 down as Ryan Klesko strides to the plate. Klesko batted .310 with 25 home runs in 95. Swinging a hot bat in this World Series, batting .556. He's 5 for 9 with 3 RBIs. 2-6. Go runner on. We'll roll that again. It will be on Klesko's card. That 75 will be an out. Ground ball back to Hill. He does not have an error rating, so Hill fields that easily and fires it over to first. 3 up and 3 down, and we go to the third, scoreless here in Cleveland. Coming to the plate, Manny Ramirez in this postseason. He's batting .250 and real batted .308 with 31 home runs. Dangerous Ramirez stepping to the plate. Avery will be a 2-6 against Ramirez. Will be on it right-handed with power. They're all F7s as he lifts a fly ball into left field. Luis Polonia settles underneath it for out number one as Manny Ramirez walks back Herbert Perry. This is Herbert Perry's stepping to the plate. 162 plate appearances. Again, a 2-6 PB. It will be on Perry's card. That 38 is trouble as he hits one sharply past McGriff down the line into right field. It gets to the wall, and Justice playing it off the wall as it bounces around and fires it back in, but not before Herbert Perry slides in safely at second for a leadoff double, or a one-out double, excuse me. And that brings up Alvaro Espinoza. This is going to be his first appearance in this World Series in real life. He batted .252 with 2 home runs. So not much pop to his bat, but he's got a runner in scoring possession. Excuse me. It's the 2-6. It will be on Avery's card. That 22, however, is trouble. That's a fly ball into right field. See, fly ball single into right field. Second home on a single into right field. And Justice's, what is Justice's arm? You can see it. Let's take a look. He's an arm of 3. Okay, so we got a hit into right field. Runner on second with a OBR of C. An arm of 3. 11-64. They will try to send him. It's pretty good odds. 11-64. Look at that random number. And it's a 70. See if I inputted this right. So Justice fires away. Herbert Perry trying to stretch it, beat out the throw, and they gun him down. Justice with a great throw from right field, and they get Perry at the plate. So that was a great play by David Justice as he got the ball careening off the wall in right field, fires it in. I do not know why Espinoza didn't go ahead and take second on that throw, but I got him. And so now 2 outs, runner on first, and Sandy Alomar stepping to the plate. Alomar is batting .333 in this replay. 2-6. It will be on Alomar's card. That 16 will be a single. In left field, runner from first to third on a single to the left. An arm of 3, OBRC. That's going to be, that's at 11-48, but you add 20 because it's 2 outs. It's going to be 11-68. And he will, of course, be running. And He barely makes it in. Wow, that 68 is his upper limit. So Espinosa slides under the tag. So now runners own the corners. Avery's in a bit of a bind here. He needs to get this last out, pitch himself out of this little jam he's got himself in. Espinosa on third, Alomar at first, and that brings Kenny Lofton back to the plate, who grounded out back to the pitcher his first time up. 2-9. This will be on Avery's card. At 35, struck him out. It got him swinging. So he pumps up on the fastball, blew the cheese by. Whoops. Hit the wrong. Struck him out. So no runs come across as there are 4 hits himself out of a bind. And we go to the third, scoreless here in Cleveland. And Javi Lopez coming to the plate. Lopez having a very good series as he's batting .667 with a double, with 2 doubles. Lopez steps in. PB of 2-7 will be on Lopez's card. At 63, however, is an out. That's a deep fly ball into left field. Albert Bell is ranging back for it. Will he make the play? He will. So it's just a deep fly ball, takes him back to the warning track in left field. Albert Bell squeezes it for out number 1. That's going to bring up Mark Lemke. Lemke batting .308 in this replay, above his .253 average in 95. Here is the pitch. It's going to be on Hill's card. At 46 is an out. Switch hitter neutral, grounded to first. Perry makes the play. It's popped up to first, excuse me. Ranges down the foul line toward the dugout, but squeezes it and makes the play for out number 2. And that's going to bring up Rafael Belliard, batting .400 in this World Series. He's 4 for 10 with 2 RBIs. Belliard steps in. Will be on Belliard's card. At 33, however, Ken Hill with the bender strikes him out. 3 up and 3 down, and Ken Hill is pitching a gem so far through 3. And we go to the bottom of the third, still scoreless here at Jacobs Field, and Omar Vizquel stepping to the plate. Vizquel struck out his first time up. Here's the pitch. Will be on Vizquel's card. That 87, however, is an out. Fly ball into center field. Check for the error. There is none. So a lazy fly ball into center field. Can of corn for Marquise Grissom for out number 1. One down. And Carlos Vallarta stepping to the plate. Doubled his first time up. Nobody on, so we'll reflip. Will be on Vallarta's card. At 46, he walked him. Didn't want to give him anything fat to hit. He barely missed his home run, which is 42-44. So base on balls, gets the free pass down to first. As he strolls down to first, Albert Bell steps in to the batter's box. Bell reached on a walk his last time up. Avery so far has used up 6 of his stamina points or starting pitcher points. He's down to 10 now, plenty to go. It will be on Bell's card. That's 61. He walked him. That's back-to-back walks for Avery. Now runners on first and second with one out. And Eddie Murray stepping to the plate. Murray flew out to right his first time up. Murray, the DH, will be on Murray's card. That roll of 47 struck him out as Avery, looking to pitch himself out of a jam once again, pumps up and blows it by Murray for out number 2. But it doesn't get any easier as Manny Ramirez steps to the plate. He flew out to left his first time up. All right, a BD rating, anything 46 under, and we have a hit. It is a 56, so we'll just roll again on the PB. This time it will be on Ramirez's card. That 25 could be trouble. And as it is, it's a single into right field. Baerga at second with an OBR of A. The Justice has an arm of 3. Single into right. Second to home. OBR of 3. He's got a 11 to 74 chance. No, he'll reach anyhow. It's 11 to 94 because there's 2 outs. So that's going to be the first score of our game. That single into right field. I think the thing I need to be checking is Bell going from first to third. Yeah, he's going to make it 2 with that added 20. F9 R1, 2 bases. That should make Baerga score. And we have our first runs of this game on an RBI scoring single from Manny Ramirez. Why did that not? I guess I gotta show it. Gotta re-enter that because it did not show anything for my runner on second. All right. On BF9 R2 2 R1 2. That should do it. Learning these codes is one of the fun things with this Digital Diamond version 12 or the past several versions. There we go. 1-0 now. Cleveland now runners still on first and second. Runners on the corner. And Avery still in a bind. 2-6 will be on Perry's card. That 67, however, is an out. Grounded to second. We'll check for an error. There is none. So that will end the inning as it's grounded to Lemke at second. Lemke fires it over to McGriff at first, but we had a run come across on an RBI scoring single by Manny Ramirez. And it's a 1-0 game, Cleveland. Coming to the plate for Atlanta is Marquise Grissom, who struck out his first time up. Ken Hill still pitching a gem. Will be on Grissom's card. 77 is an out, grounded to third. We'll check on Espinoza. Will there be an error? Error of 10. He's an error of 3. There will not, as he makes the simple fielding and toss to first on the 5-3 put out. One down, and Luis Polonia stepping to the plate. Well, Polonia grounded to second his first time up. 2-6 is the PB. Will be on Hill's card. That 35, he walked him, so runner finally on the base path. As Polonia with a good eye takes ball 4 and down to first he goes. That brings up Chipper Jones. Jones grounded out to short his first time up. Polonia with OBRC will not be attempting to steal. This time it will be on Hill's card. That 68 is an out. Switch hitter with power. It's grounded back to Hill. He does not have an error rating, so it's a G1. Let's see if they can turn 2 as the good fielding Hill takes the ground ball from Chipper Jones. Fires it to Vizquel. Vizquel over to first, and a double play that ends that inning really quick. And we go to the bottom of the 4th. Cleveland up 1-0. And Alvaro Espinoza coming to the plate. Espinoza singled his first time up. Will be on Avery's card. That 56 is an out. It's a fly ball into left field. Luis Polonia settles underneath it. For out number 1. 1 down here in the bottom of the 4th. And Sandy Alomar coming to the plate. Singled his first time up. Batting 400 so far in this World Series. Will be on Alomar's card. That 33 is a well-hit ball into left center field. As it's hit on a rope, it gets between Grissom and Polonia, makes it to the wall. That's a 1-out double by Sandy Alomar. As Alomar still swinging a hot bat. Now runner in scoring position on second with 1 out. Alomar does not have good speed, though, as he is a D. And that brings up Kenny Lofton. 0 for 2 on the day, grounded out and struck out. 2-9 will be on Avery's card. That 72 is an out. That's just a fly ball into center field. It's shallow center field. Grissom makes the play. Alomar will stay put. It's 2 down now. Runner on second. As Omar Vizquel comes back to the plate. Vizquel 0 for 2 on the day. Alomar takes a slight lead on second. He'll be running on contact. And it is a BD, anything under 34, and it is a hit. It is a 22, and that is going to be a RBI scoring double by Omar Vizquel as the bats for Cleveland are getting the job done. So now it's 2-0 Cleveland. Let's see where Avery's at. He's 7 hits. He's at 12 SP's lost, so he's only got 4 left. So Avery is in a bit of a bind as he's fatiguing. So Vizquel sitting on second, 2 outs as Carlos Baerga comes to the plate. 1 for 1 on the day. It will be on Avery's card. That 37 struck him out as he got him on the changeup. And Baerga swinging out ahead of it for out number 3. Another run comes across. Cleveland has 2 runs on 7 hits. Atlanta's yet to get a hit against Ken Hill in this game. I don't imagine that's going to continue, but Ken Hill so far pitching a gem. McGriff struck out his first time up. 2-6 is the PB. It is a 9. McGriff will be swinging on his card, that 57, as Ken Hill comes in high and tight and hits McGriff on the hip. McGriff with a stare at Hill as he trots down to first. So a runner on first for David Justice. Justice grounded out to short his first time up. This will be on Justice's card. That 37 struck him out. Hill again, this time with the curveball. Gets Justice. It'll be the 4th strikeout for Hill in the game. That brings up Ryan Klesko. Klesko grounded back to the pitcher his first time up. McGriff takes a slight lead. Will be on Klesko's card. That roll of 45, he struck him out. Again, this time with the heater. 2 strikeouts and in a row for Hill, as Hill is pitching well in this game. That brings up Javi Lopez. Lopez flew out to the left his first time up, as McGriff will be running on contact. Will be on Hill's card. That random of 18 will be trouble, though. That's going to be a single into center field. McGriff, who runs at a C, single into center, going first to third with an OBR of C. An arm of 5. That's 11 to 44, but you add 20, that's going to be 11 to 64. Does he attempt it? Yes, he will. And he is gunned down. Oh, boy. Bad running choice. So that's going to be a 1 BF8. R1 X2. And that's going to close it out. McGriff got greedy and got gunned down at third from Kenny Lofton with that 5 arm. So Avery shakes his head as he goes back out in the field. Couldn't believe the run blunder, the base running blunder. He needs some runs as he's trailing here in the game, 2-0, and beginning to fatigue. And he steps in and looks, and there's Albert Bell. Will be on Avery's card. That roll of 63 will be an out. Grounded back to McGriff at first. And there will be no error. The G3 as McGriff fields the ball, waves off Avery and steps on the bag himself. Number 1. That brings up Eddie Murray. Eddie Murray is 0 for 2 on the day. Struck out his last time up. Will be on Avery's card. That 53 will be an out. It's a deep fly ball to right field. David Justice running back to the warning track. All it is a long out for out number 2. as just a little shy of the seats, but Murray took it for a ride, but not far enough. That brings up Manny Ramirez. Ramirez singled and drove in a run his last time up. Ramirez to the plate. Will be on Avery's card. That 77 is an out. That's just a shallow fly ball to center field. 3 up and 3 down as Marquise Grissom settles underneath it. And a good inning for Avery as he needed to stem the tide a little bit as he's allowed runs in the last 2 innings. But we go to the 6th with Cleveland up 2-0 and Mark Lemke coming to the plate. See if we got any suggestion from the managers. All set. So Lemke steps up 2-6. Will be on Hill's card. That 21 is a single hit into center field by Mark Lemke as he blasts one by Vizquel, just left of the bag at second. And Lofton comes up, fields it, tosses it in, but a leadoff single by Mark Lemke. It's Rafael Belliard coming to the plate. Belliard's just going to swing away. Sacrifice of CC is not good enough for me. PB of 2-7 will be on Hill's card. That 77 will be an out. Right-hand neutral hitter. That's just a fly ball into left field. Shallow fly ball. Albert Bell settles underneath it for out number 1. Lemke staying put on first. And that'll bring up Marquise Grissom, grounded out to third his last time up. 0 for 2 on the day. Here's the pitch. Will be on Grissom's card. That 83 will be an out. Ground ball to third. We will check for an error. He's an error rating of 3. There is none. So at G5 could be trouble. It could end this inning. Will it be a double play? And it is. No, it did. No, it was not. I thought that would have been a double play. Let's read that. No double play, as he just simply got the lead runner. As now Grissom on first, and he's going to attempt to steal. He is an A runner, and we need runners in scoring position. So here we go. What is that random number? It's going to be a 52. A 52. Runner out stealing. So they called him stealing for out number 3. And it just is not going well for the Atlanta Braves. As Grissom breaks on the pitch by Hill, but great throw down to second, and that is going to do it as we go to the bottom of the 6th. And Avery's still on the mound. He hasn't used up his 16 yet, so I'm going to keep him in. even though he's red, according to Digital Diamond. Herbert Perry up, grounded out his last time up. It's going to be on Perry's card. At 51, struck him out. Bender got him. Strikeout number 5 for Avery. That'll bring up Alvaro Espinoza. If I can get this entry to enter. There we go. Espinoza steps up, flew out to left his last time up. And coming to the plate with Espinoza, like I said, flew out to the left. Here's the roll. The flip will be on Espinoza's card. That 28 struck him out. Avery pumped up here in the 6th. Strikeout number 6 for Steve Avery as he trails 2-0 in this game. That brings up Sandy Alomar. Doubled and singled in the game. Nobody on, so we'll ignore the CD. Will be on Avery's card. At 56, will be in and out. That's just a ground ball to McGriff at first, or pop-up, excuse me. Popped it up again down the first base line. McGriff settles underneath it for an easy out, number 3. We go to the 7th with Cleveland still up 2-0 in this tight game here in Game 4 of the World Series. And Luis Polonia stepping to the plate, reached on a walk his last time up and was gunned down at third. Nobody on, so no CD. Will be on Hill's card. That 38, he walked him. That's the second walk given up by Hill today. That brings up Chipper Jones. He ground into a double play his last time up. Will be on Hill's card. Will be an out. Switch hitter with power. It's just a fly ball into left field. Shallow left field. Polonia will be staying on first. 1 down. Chipper Jones's World Series is getting more and more dismal. As Fred McGriff steps to the plate. Hit by the pitch last time up. Will be on McGriff's card. That 27 is a double into left field. Right field. Double into right field. First to home on a double. Right field. Ramirez, throwing arm of 2, I believe. Let me make sure of that. Yeah, not a very good throwing arm. So first to home on a double, throwing arm of 2. It's 11-68. I've had too many runners gunned down. He's just going to go to third. He's going to hold at third. But now we're going to have runners on the corners with just 1 out, as now something's going for Atlanta here in the top of the 7th. That brings up David Justice. Justice struck out his last time up. Here's the offering. Will be on Hill's card. At 28 on Hill's card. Struck him out. If it would have been on Justice's card, that would have been a home run, but not that lucky as he strikes him out for out number 2. So both 2 outs, runners on second and third, both running on contact. Klesko coming to the plate. Will be on Klesko's card. That 23 is trouble. That's a double into left field. And that's going to score McGriff and Polonia. And we're tied up now 2-2. As all of a sudden the floodgates have opened for Atlanta. We're tied 2-2. And Ken Hill throws down the rosin bag in disgust as Klesko is clapping his hand at second. And Lopez steps to the plate. Singled his last time up. Will be on Lopez's card. That 32 is going to be a double into left field again. And all of a sudden, Ken Hill is struggling as Klesko will score. It's now 3-2 Atlanta, and Ken Hill now struggling. Let's see, he still has 7 SPs left, so he's going nowhere. Lemke steps to the plate. Will be on Lemke's card. That 17 is a single in the center field. Lopez single to center, throwing arm of 5. Lopez is a D runner. He's going to hold. So now runners on the corners as Lopez is not going to tempt the arm of Kenny Lofton in center field. So now the hits are coming quickly now for Atlanta here in the top of the runners on the corner, 2 outs for Rafael Belliard. Will be on Hill's card. 65 is an out. Ground ball to second. Check for the error. There is none, and that's going to close out the inning, but not before 3 runs come across. And we have a 3-2 Atlanta lead now going to the bottom of the 7th. Steve Avery still on the mound as he's used up 12 of his 16. So he's got 4 more left. So Kenny Lofton stepping to the plate, 2-9. Will be on Avery's card. At 45, it is an out. Grounded to third. Check the error on Jones. There is none. It's a simple G5 put out for out number 1. Omar Vizquel stepping to the plate. Will be on Vizquel's card. 74 is an out. Fly ball right field, shallow fly ball. David Justice settles underneath it for out number 2. 2 up and 2 down. And Carlos Baerga coming to the plate. Will be on Avery's card. At 38, struck him out. Got him with the heater for strikeout number 7. 3 up and 3 down here in the bottom of the 7th. And we go to the 8th. Atlanta leading 3-2. Ken Hill still on the mound. 2-7. We get our first Z chart reading. Z chart result. Let's get a random number. Random number of 34. There had to be a runner on first, so we'll ignore that and roll again. It's a 3. It will be on Hill's card. 26 on Hill's card. He struck him out, Ken Hill. Blew one by Marquise Grissom for his 7th strikeout. That brings up Luis Polonia. Reached on a walk his last time up. Will be on Hill's card. That 53 will be an out. Grounded to second. We'll check Biarga for the error. There is none. Fields it easily. Fires it over to first. For out number 2. 2 up, 2 down. And Chipper Jones stepping to the plate. Chipper Jones, 0-62, 0 for 3 for the day. Can he get a hit? Will be on Hill's card. At 43, the wild pitch, so we'll just roll again. Say that's a ball. Still on Hill's card. That 26 struck him out. K number 8, and Chipper Jones goes back, still swinging a dismal bat. He's 1 for 17 now in this World Series. And we go to the bottom of the 8th. I might go ahead and bring somebody in for Avery. We're going to bring in Bedrock. Wait for it to load. Steve Bedrosian, the pitch. All right. New pitcher for Atlanta, Steve Bedrosian. Coming to the mound. He has a relief rating of 7 and a 6.11 ERA. So Bedrosian steps in. He's a 2-6 against a right-handed batter. It will be on Bedrosian's card. That 84 is an out. That's a ground ball too short. Will Belliard boot it? He will not. It's an error of a 3-10, but he's an error of 1. So it's just a hot ground ball fielded by Belliard. Fires it over McGriff at first for out number 1. That's going to bring up Eddie Murray. 2-5 against lefties. It will be on Bedrock's card. That 13, however, is a single slapped into left field by Murray. As that's a hit allowed by Bedrosian. We have a runner on now with 1 out. And Manny Ramirez coming back to the plate. Ramirez is 1 for 3 on the day with an RBI. Will be on Ramirez's card. At 21 is a double into left field with the OBR of E for Murray. He's just going to stay at third. But now runners on second, third with 1 out. And Bedrosian is not doing well. He's come in and put himself in a bind. 2 hits already. And Herbert Berry stepping to the plate. Will be on Berry's card at 46. Struck him out. Bedrock Erosion with the K. Got him on the heater. Looking to pitch himself out of this bind as Alvaro Espinoza steps to the plate. Will be on Espinoza's card. That's 64. Is an out. Pop up to third. Check an error. There is none. It's a simple pop up to third. Jones settles underneath it, and Bedrosian gets out of the jam as Espinoza. So Ken Hill still on the mound. I think it will bring in Ossenmacher in relief. Here in the ninth. Ken Hill pitched a great game, but he'll let it slip away. It's fine, Ossenmacher. There he is. Ossenmacher coming to the mound is a relief rating of 3, the 2.82 ERA, the 6-2 record in 95. 2-9. Oh, it will be on McGriff's card. That 22 is a leadoff double into left field by Fred McGriff. So Ossenmacher leaves one out over the plate. McGriff hits it sharply past Bell in left field. We have a runner in scoring position for David Justice. Again, 2-9. Again, on Justice's card, that 73, however, will be an out. It's a fly ball into center field. Check for the error. There is none. That's just a shallow fly ball into center field. Often stay on second. One down here in the top of the ninth. Ryan Klesko swinging a hot bat. Here's the pitch. Will be on Ossenmacher's card. At 27, struck him out. Got him on the bender. Got him on the curveball. Whoops, that's the wrong thing. That's not the right result. Struck him out. Route number 2. 2 down. Runner on second for Javi Lopez. McGriff will be running on contact. It's going to be on Lopez's card. That 53 struck him out. Ossenmacher pumped up. Got him out of the inning, leaving McGriff stranded on second. We go to the bottom of the ninth with Cleveland trailing 3-2. Bedrosian on the mound. I think I'm going to pull him and bring in someone else. Who do I bring in? Let's bring in the closer, Wohlers. Wohlers is going to be stepping in. Let's see if he can close this game out. He is their closer. This is a closing situation. Wohlers has a relief rating of 3, a 2.08 ERA. It'll be a 2-9 against Alomar. Let's see if bring in Mike Devereaux. I sort of with the bench coach. He said to bring in Mike Devereaux. Bring him into right field. All right, there we go. All right, I think we're set now. Sorry for that delay. Devereaux's an arrow 0, so that's a good one to have. We only got one error in the outfield, so that's what we want. Alomar's coming to the plate. 2-9 will be on Wohlers' card. 75 will be an out. Grounded to third. Chipper Jones will not boot it. Got him on the 5-3 put out. And out number 1. So Cleveland's down to their last 2 outs as Kenny Lofton steps to the plate. 0 for 4 on the day. Here's the pitch to Lofton. Again, 2-8. Be on Wohlers' card at 14. Is going to be a single hit into left field. And Lofton is on first. And he is going to be attempting to steal in the bottom of the 9th with the OBR of A, random number of 84, and he can't get the jump, so he won't be stealing. Again, a 2-8 will be on Wohlers' card at 46. Struck him out. He got him with the heat. Wohlers pumped up and blew a fastball right by him. As Vizquel goes down swinging. So now 2 outs. And Baerga stepping to the plate with a runner on base. And Lofton will attempt to steal once again. 43. Any runner rated SBA steals. So successful steal for Lofton. SB R1 safe. So he goes into the Wohlers goes into windup, does not do a good job of holding loft and on, and throw from Lopez is high, and he's in there. So now we got a runner in scoring position to tie this game up with Carlos Baerga stepping to the plate. 2-8 will be on Baerga's card. That's 72. However, is an out, but we'll be checking for an error. It's a pop-up 2/3. Jones does not have a good error rating, but there is no error, and it's just going to be a pop-up 2/3 to end this game. And Atlanta takes a 3-2 tightly contested game here in Jacobs Field in Cleveland. And Atlanta wins 3-2 to take a commanding 3-1 lead in this World Series replay. Just like real life, they won this game to go up 3-1. And that's going to do it here from Jacobs Field in Cleveland as Atlanta takes a 3-1 lead. Winning pitcher Steve Avery. Player of the game Ryan Klesko was 1 for 4 with 2 RBIs. Playoff excitement was in the air as Cleveland and Atlanta faced each other in this important postseason game. In the end, it was Atlanta that grabbed the playoff victory 3-2. On the mound, Steve Avery picked up the win with help from Ryan Klesko's player of the game performance. 1 for 4 with 1 double and 2 RBIs. A solemn atmosphere at Field, Progressive Field. Actually, it's Jacobs Field, as the Cleveland fans slowly made their way to the exits. So that is going to be it. That is our game. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope you will come out for game number 5. Have a great day.